Hey, and welcome to another episode of You Love Comic Books. This is the 23rd episode of the ongoing You Love Comic Books saga. Basically, this is a show that I do where I do comic book hauls, comic book reviews, comic book speculations. I'll even maybe showcase some stuff from my collection. And yeah, so let's get into it. But before I do, I just want to say if you've seen any other videos and you have not subscribed yet, why not hit subscribe? It won't hurt. And while you're at it, give the video a like, comment if you have any questions in regard to what you hear, what you see in this comic book haul. Um, you know, Let me know if you have any questions. And I try to respond to everyone in the comment section. All right. Well, before I get into it, if you hear a noise in the background, that's my one dog licking my other dog, and he won't stop. Maybe he did stop. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. So, usually when I do these videos, I start with reviews of newer books, but I just wanted to get this out of the way. See, this is one of those things you ever like you're kind of out of town or you're away from home and you see a comic store and you know you don't want to leave empty-handed because you're in a distance and you drove. I don't know. Regardless, this is what I call a case of that, um, where usually I try to be really careful of what books I buy. I try to be really careful how much I spend on a book. As you can see in my hauls, I tend to obviously the goal is to get the books below what the value is. One, that's the fun of collecting, you know, and that way you can buy more books. And also, if you have money for eating and uh, mortgage or rent or whatever. All right, let's get into it. So here we go. I'm sorry, Marvel Comics presents 121. So this is the last. This is one issue I was missing from the six-part Venom team up with Wolverine. I had 117, all of them. Now, this book, the guy had it for six, which I feel like is, the condition's like okay. The front cover is much better looking than the back cover, but honestly, we're really just buying it for the front cover. I don't even remember what's on the back. But, it's got some spine ticks and it's like an okay condition. I was like, I've been having a hard time finding this book. And I got the other ones not too long ago for like $1 to $3 each. So I figured, might as well knock it out. But again, it's an example of like, oh, I go into the store and I feel like you don't want to leave empty-handed, but whatever. Here's another one that I've been wanting to get for a while, and I kind of wish I didn't buy this version of it. This is Brave and the Bold 200. Now, it's a key issue. It's the first appearance of the Outsiders. It's the first appearance of Katana. You might have seen her either show up in Green Arrow or the not so great first Suicide Squad movie. Um, but I still think this is like an important issue to have. They're going to do something with these characters in the future. I just kind of wish I waited on this book, waited to get a better copy of this book. I mean, if you look at it first glance, it's okay, but like on the bottom, I noticed it had this like bend, another bend, and then I looked at it in the store and I wasn't paying attention. And when I got home, I realized there was this big bend going across. And that's the thing that kills me about this book. Now, normally, like I said, I try to be really careful. Now, he had it for 11, and I mean, I probably could have found a better copy of this for 11 easily. And I could go on eBay, but the thing is about eBay, you got to pay shipping. You got to, there's a process. There's all kinds of whatever. And I'm in a store. I've been wanting this. So the joke is, and this tends to happen a lot, and you'll see this later on in the haul. I'll give an example. I sometimes find these books again after I buy them. Like for this, I've been looking for months for this one. And I have a feeling at some point, I'm going to get this book, a much better copy of this book at some store for like $2 to $4. We'll see. And if I do, I will make sure to mention in a future comic book haul of, you know, showing you the better copy that I got for way less. Now, this book, if you have this in near mint plus condition, this book can go for like $40 at least. And it also, a book like this tends to, the value on books like this, it's all about the demand. So if Katana, Outsiders, or something shows up in any property, this book will be sought out again. But right now, it's kind of like gonna, All right, so let's just get out of the way some comic book reviews for new weekly pulls. I'll get this one out of the way real quick because I only read half of it. So it was okay so far from what I read. Star Wars 22. Crimson Reign. I guess it's like a tie-in. They have these on top of all the Star Wars issues. And I will say, this one was pretty good. They had some weird Star Trek holodeck thing going on in this comic, which is kind of weird to see in Star Wars. And I'm like, trying to think if that's ever been done in Star Wars, the holodeck type scenario. Or maybe the way, so like Chewbacca has this visualization of like how he's going to save Han in Jabba's palace. This takes place in between Star Empire and Return. So little spoilers in this comic. Maybe I misread it or something like that, but he's battling like those little ball droids that Luke goes against in the first Star Wars movie, and maybe he's just figuring out in his head how he would go against the bounty hunters and gangsters, whatever, that hang out in Jabba's palace. It just felt like the way they presented it. I felt like I was looking at like Star Trek. Overall, though, it was okay. Not bad for a Star Wars comic. Magic Order number 2, issue 6. I think this is just the variant. It's not like I seeked this version out. This is just what was available from the store. This is the last issue of part 2. It was good. If you like Magic Order or Mark Millar books, you probably will like this. I liked it, but I think this is the last one of the Magic Order series that I'm going to buy. I might rather move on to either a new series or save my money towards an older book that I've been trying to get. Like I said, story's good. It's perfectly made for a show on Netflix. I feel like it could be on Netflix easily. I think it could translate. Like, they don't have weird costumes like Jupiter's Legacy. I don't know if you saw that series, which they canceled literally like less than a month after releasing it. But yeah, it was all right. Fantastic Four 42. This is the continuing the Reckoning War. The story's been pretty good. I enjoy Slott as a writer for Fantastic Four. I think he brings the right energy for the Fantastic Four comics. In this storyline, Reed Richards kind of has the mind now of a Watcher. So there's some funny, interesting scenarios in play. I like this. I like it so far. We'll see where it goes. I feel like I'll probably stick around. I don't know. I keep saying I'm gonna drop this book, but I tend to enjoy it. So, all right, let's get into the actual haul now. Kazar number 1. I'm assuming this one's probably from 1972, 73. This is like right after the I think it's Astonishing Tales series, where it started out as like half Doctor Doom, half Kazar, and then basically after like 8 or whatever, 9, it became a Kazar book, and then eventually they gave him his own solo title. Fabulous first issue. Man in fur underwear. I don't know if that's comfortable, honestly, that fur underwear. This predates He-Man. I don't know if you saw the new He-Man cartoon on Netflix, but they had this Savage He-Man where, I guess, I don't know why I'm even talking about that. I might as well just talk about this comic. Honestly, I got it for a pretty good deal. The store I got gave me like $10 off everything. I think this one was either 12 or 15. Happy to have this. Like I said, it's in solid condition. It's got a little bit of spine ticks, but man, for a book from a 20-cent Marvel book, #1 issue, in really solid condition, definitely worth a get. And I think, there's rumors of Kazar showing up in Marvel. I think this is obviously his first issue. I think he literally, from what I know, he premieres in Marvel Comics #1, which that's an expensive title. So probably a little more affordable. Get this one. Defenders 28. This one I would say is like a mid-grade copy. I'm trying to think what I got this for. Again, the guy gave me $10 off the total. I'll show you all 4 books in the end. I think this one might have been only $8, which is not a bad price for the first appearance of Starhawk. I guess this is technically his first full appearance. He might have a cameo in 27. This, if you notice, in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Sylvester Stallone technically played that character, believe it or not. It's possible he'll have a bigger role. Again, it's just cool to have first appearance of these characters, especially a Guardians, original Guardian member. And like I said, it's like a mid-grade. It's like okay. I mean, the front's nice. This is in better condition than that Brave and Bold comic. And this is, if you have a more higher value or a higher grade of this book goes for way more. So happy to have this in the collection. All right, here we go. This one's pretty awesome. This one I'm really happy to have at the price I got it at. Captain America 118, the second appearance of the Falcon. Now, I saw this. He had it for $45. I paid, again, with the other 2 books and the other one I'm about to show you. Took 10 off, so a little less than $45 if you want to do the math. Now, I would say this is like a solid 6.0 maybe. It does have some spine ticks, but it's a beautiful copy. It's pretty crazy. He had the first appearance there, which I would love to get. I mean, who wouldn't want the first appearance of a major Marvel character? The problem was he was selling it for $600, and I would say it was in worse condition than this one. And I ain't complaining. I'm happy to have this book. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it is the second appearance. I don't think it demands. I don't know exactly what this goes for. I mean, right now, this is what we call a cool-off period. Captain America: Winter Soldier came out last summer. That was the peak of Falcon and, Winter Soldier and Captain America comic books at the time with the Disney Plus show. But this is an awesome cover. It's in great condition. Happy to have it at the price, and at the price I got it. So glad I grabbed it. And then here's one. Got this one as well. I love this cover. This was around the same price. That's a little ding on top, but overall this is in solid condition. Again, it has this little bend here, but happy to have this one. So I got these 4 all together, and with the $10 off, I think it came out to like a little bit over $100, and I think that's a great deal, especially being that these are significant books. So would have loved to get that 117, but a little out of my price range. Now this book, I'm really happy to get at the price that I did. I went to this one store. It was like a weird store. They only open like 2 days a week, and it's like they must rent out a space, because I got this from a different section of the store. It was like he only took cash, and I only had $10 on me, and that's all he was asking for this. And man, this is really good condition. I mean, like, if I got this pressed and cleaned, I could probably get way over a 9.0 grade on this. Like, I was like, I saw that and I was like, damn. He had 2 and 3. He was charging 10 each, but I only had 10 in cash on me. I'm glad I grabbed it. This is He-Man. This is Master Universe #1. This is so DC basically had the rights to He-Man before Marvel did. The big issue you want to get is, I think it's like DC Presents or something, which was kind of like their Superman, kind of like their Marvel team up, which was really just a Spider-Man comic. Well, I think it's DC Comics Presents, basically was a Superman series where he teamed up with, kind of like how that Brave and Bold was also kind of like a team up series for Batman. So He-Man appeared in that series with Superman. That's the true first appearance in comics. This is, I guess you could say, maybe his second. And like I said, it's a 3-issue mini. Then eventually it became a star comic for Marvel. So happy to have this one, especially at the price I got it at. You know, balance. You know, you got a little. You know, when you buy things, you know, there's balance in the universe. You know, you want to. Sometimes you screw up, you buy the wrong book, but sometimes you land on something perfect. I'll give you another example. The Thor War, Part 4, Mighty Thor, now the Thor Corpse. So this book was kind of trending, like I would say like last year a lot. There was theories that like Thor Corpse or something are going to show up in the new Thor movie. I mean, I don't know if they reference it in any way. Jane Foster's going to be Thor as well as, you know, the classic Thor in this movie. And so this book was kind of picking up. I don't know if Beta Ray Bill's going to show up. If he does, that first appearance is going to blow up. But here's a book that I found at a store a year ago. They were charging $10 for it. And that book was in a pretty decent condition. But then the other day, I went to this different store, found this for $4. And it's in better condition. I mean, it has like a little spine tick in there. So it's kind of like one of those things where sometimes you just fall into another book, or sometimes you should just wait. You know, just don't, if you see something at the store and like it's in okay condition and, you know, but you like looking for it, you couldn't find it, but it's like they're charging too much. I don't know. It's like, or maybe it's like if you don't buy that one, the better one will come later. I don't know. Happy to have this though. And then here's one I've been wanting to get for a long time, but I did not want to spend more than cover price on this. Nebula #1. Paid $4 for it, or no, I guess a penny over cover price. Actually, I'll take that back. This guy that I got from gave me 20% off the entire sale, which I'm going to show you in a minute, the rest of the books. So it was less than that. So take 20% off $4. What is that? $3.20. Look, I did a little math for you guys. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Now, this book was blowing up. Some guy on YouTube who does a comic show claimed that this book was going to blow up, and everyone kind of took the bait, and I saw this book going for $20 to $25. I don't know if it's going for that really anymore. I just really want to have it because I love this cover. And from, oh my God, I'm so bad at the names. Jen Bartel. She does like these amazing covers, and this is an incredible cover. Now, I could be wrong. This is considered the first appearance of a more movie accurate Nebula. Her first real appearance is in the 80s in an Avengers comic. I think it might be, I could be wrong, 257 or 265. She's not on the cover of it. It's like some huge alien monster. Like I said, it's just kind of funny how like everyone kind of took the bait. He probably was sitting on a stack of them and sold them all for $25 each. Good for him, I guess. Hey, that's the key. That's the key for this show. Right now, I'm at 67 subscribers. Get me to like 100 subscribers, and then I can start manipulating the market. You know, that's what the 100 subscribers is where the real power is. Just kidding. Happy to have this though, and again at the price. Here we go. This is a lot right here. Beavis and Butthead #10. All right, Beavis and Butthead 13, 14. You missed dillweed. 15. Hey, Butthead. I'm not going to do the voices, but hey, Butthead, these things make the dinghy look bigger. Yeah, they make my dinghy. I can't believe these were comics that were released to kids back in the day. Look at the corner. Elliot, Charlie's, Felicia, and then Uncle Chode. Bottoms up. What the hell? So I technically got these from my son who loves Beavis and Butthead. And I, like early this year, you can see one of my videos, I found issue 1 through 12, minus issue 4 and 10, which in a previous video I showed you I got 4 recently, and then here's 10. I got those all for $1 each, which was pretty awesome. Fortunately, these were more than $1, but he had them marked at 5 each, but he gave me a 20% off in the end. So, you know, that's actually a pretty good deal, especially these books, man. You can't find these. I mean, like, I'll see like issue 1 in a store sometimes, maybe issue 2. I never, ever see the other comics. And the funny thing about these books is they'll show up in dollar bins still because people had them just sitting there. No one goes through the dollar bins. That's probably your best bet. You're either gonna, your best bet is you're gonna find them in a dollar bin, grab them. They might be in crap condition though, or they're being sold for $10 to $15 each, except for number 1 and 28, which is the last issue. Unfortunately, he did not have 28. So I have the entire series now except 28. So Beavis and Butthead 19. I looked through all these. Most of these were in really good condition. Some of them, like, I don't know, I couldn't tell if they had like water damage or just like, I don't know. It's weird. Just the paper felt different. But overall, really good condition. A little smudge on there. But Beavis and Butthead 20. Remember when everyone thought that this guy from King of the Hill was, the guy from King of the Hill was Mr. Anderson? And they just had the same voice. Beavis and Butthead 21. 22. There's Stuart and his parents. I love the little side boxes. And Marvel Absurd. It's the Marvel Absurd line. Look at that. Look at that logo. I mean, like, you're never going to see comics like this again. I mean, the fact is, like, Marvel is owned by Disney now for over a decade, and they're not, I mean, MTV, was it Viacom owns Beavis and Butthead. They would never, this is just like, this is a captured moment of time in comic books that just will never happen again. Especially now that, like, Marvel is part of, like, Disney, and these things are, like, and these very possessive conglomerates. That's why I say, like, any of those old, like, Marvel versus DC comics, man, those things fetch a pretty penny now, because you're just, the chance of them doing a team-up book is, like, it's never going to happen. Beavis and Butthead 25. 26. It's going in the Iron Maiden. 27. Hey, Butthead, this chocolate the Easter Bunny left us, it rules. It rules. And there's Stuart hiding in a garbage can. Oh, but look over here. That's not chocolate, Beavis. It's awesome. So good. Such a... Alright, so my son loves Beavis and Butthead, and, you know, I said, if I see him, I'm gonna grab him. And this guy had them all. Like I said, I was like, oh, man, I paid $1 for those other ones, you know? But that, like, there's no way in hell I was going to find him again for $1. And this guy gave me 20% off in the end anyway. So it was a good deal. And like I said, these are mostly in really good condition. 28 is going to be the hardest one to get. That's going to be the one that I have a feeling is going to go for way more than I want to spend. But we'll see. All right, here's the last book for the haul. Sandman 25. This is I'd say this is like an 8.5 condition. Again, I'm not a professional grader in any way. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff. I just look at the spine ticks, and I make sure there's no dog ear bends, and that, like, overall, like, the white is still, like, you know, presentable. There's no fingerprints or anything like that on them. So this is the first appearance of the Dead Boy Detectives. I think I'm screwing up their name. If I'm saying it wrong, let me know in the comment section. There's been talk for a while now that there was going to be a series on HBO Max. And again, they just released that there will be like 8 episodes. They're actually been working on it, supposedly. They had a kind of an appearance in the 3rd season of Doom Patrol on HBO Max. So I don't know if they're using those same actors. I don't know if that's going to be if it's going to be completely different. But like I said, this has become kind of a tough book to get. It's becoming something that people are paying like $25 for. This is issue 25 of Sandman. I found this for $5 at like Second and Charles, which is kind of like a Five Below. Not Five Below. Sorry, take that back. Half Price Books, which I used to go to all the time in Texas, but I now live in Colorado. So I've learned that Second and Charles is kind of like a little bit like Half Price Books, and I found this just sitting in like literally in the front section of like in the DC Comics, and I was like, ooh, grab that one. So happy to have that. So like I said, I started out with like those books I showed you in the beginning. Like they're good finds, but like I said, it's like they're not in the greatest condition. I paid more than I wanted. Whatever. The bigger problems in the world. So happy to have these. I think this was a really good haul. I mean, you got these Beavis and Butthead comic books that are just fun to have. And again, it's like my son loves them, so it's like one of the only comics he actually likes. He doesn't really care about comics right now. He's big into like vinyl records. Happy to have this. Really happy to have that one. Happy to have this one. Really happy to have that one. Happy to have that one at the price I got it for. Like I said, maybe I'll get a better grade copy in the future. Happy to add that. Decent. So, yeah, I think it was a good haul. All right, well, thank you for watching this video. If you, sorry about that. If you like what you saw, give the video a like. Why not become a subscriber? Become part of the You Love Comic Books conversation. All right, well, like I said, in this section, you're going to see probably a thing for an older video there and another video there, and you're probably going to see the subscribe button right there. So, yeah. All right, well, on that note, later.